Do you have the outline that I created for you?
Um, no,
So this will just be a surprise for you then. That's fine.
it's wrapped here. I saw it. I read it a little while ago.
That's fine. I like that. I like being completely in charge anyway. It's fine.
Oh, no, no problem.
Okay, should we start?
We should start.
We should start. Okay. Well, hi everyone. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the first episode of the Good Couple podcast. Am I getting that right, Chad?
I think so. I think that's
Yeah.
what we decided on, but like things change. You never know.
Yeah, the Good Couple podcast. I think I went back to my notebook where we had originally like drafted ideas for this, and it has been well over a year and a half that we have
Since we talked
talked.
about it.
Yeah, that we've talked
Oh.
about doing this.
I really
Um,
had a hard time getting you to activate on this one.
I mean, it's hard to get me to activate on a lot of things, on a lot of things, right? Like
Not, yeah, not like Oreos.
I get right, but I get in my head a lot and like think
That's
and
okay.
worry
You
and
came
worry a
around.
lot. Yeah, but I'm excited we're doing this. I'm super excited we're doing this. Um, because you're my favorite person to talk to.
Uh,
I mean, you're my best
Wow.
friend, right?
Yeah.
You're my favorite person to talk to.
You're definitely my best friend.
See? Oh, that's cute.
I'm not sure if you're my favorite person to talk to or not. We'll figure out after. We'll see how this goes. Yeah.
Well,
What's on the outline? What do we got?
yeah. Well,
What is this podcast?
what is this podcast? Why are we doing this? So I was going back to our notes, and we've had lots of conversations, and again, like I think we both thought that it would be fun to have a space where we could talk about our stories, our experiences, and our opinions, right? On relationships and parenting, right?
Oh
Like
gosh. Favorite topics.
relationships
Favorite
and parenting.
topics. Yeah.
Yeah. When we started like generating the list of like all the things that we would want to talk about with one another, it is a big list.
Yeah. And I think what's hard is like, any couple could have a podcast, but I think we have a really unique story that we often don't tell. And then I think some folks know a little bit of the story, but have maybe never heard the whole thing. And I think we go through a lot of crazy stuff. So it'll be fun I mean, we do this anyway, right? Like we're just recording a normal conversation. It is a little strange that we're in the same house in two separate rooms. That part is weird, but like how else was the camera going to work?
How else was the camera going to work? And you know what? I almost because you said like, oh, I want to do this like sitting together, like in the same room. And in my brain, I was like, well, I'm going to let that delay me for another 4 months. Like, if we don't just do it with us in our individual rooms with our individual cameras, like, I'm
Because
never going to do this.
what, you feel like you got to set up a TV set or something?
Well, just like, yeah, like, how's it going to work? How's it going to look like? I feel very strongly about, for our visual listeners, our YouTube, is that where this goes? YouTube? Um, I feel strongly about a good background.
Yeah, you
So
do.
I work hard to have a good Zoom background. You can't really see it here, which is
Yeah,
unfortunate. And if you're
correct. But
listening,
if you're listening, they can't see it anyway, so you're fine. But I will tell you, for those that are just listening, her lipstick is popping. She's got this cute little cherry sweater on, which I don't know, like, I don't even know if it's appropriate to be teaching in, but I don't know. There's something, I don't know, cherries. Anyway, but they can't see all of your color coordinated books. It's really cut off. But
they can't see my card.
so I think when we started this, right, like we were at a different place. Like I was trying to start Yellow Umbrella coaching and consulting. At that time, I was still focused on doing managerial coaching. And then we were trying to do that together, although it wasn't a real exciting topic for you, and that's okay. We quit doing it together, so there was no resentment because I was ready to kill you for not like activating and helping me in any way whatsoever. But I'm over that now, I guess. maybe that rant proves I'm not really over it. I don't know, but
that can be a future podcast episode. Trying to start a business with your with your partner.
I won't
Yeah.
choose you the next time for the business.
Uh-huh.
You're fired. I'm just kidding, but I really, since then I've changed my focus, and I realized managerial, like I still love managerial stuff. I love conflict resolution and team stuff, but it's not a sustainable topic that I feel like I can do for the rest of my life. And so went back to the drawing board and changed Yellow Umbrella to Coaching for Men, and started a podcast. And I think we're a couple episodes in, and you started to hear it, and you're like, wait a second, I have a platform. I want some things I have some things to say too. So I think that's where we're at. But just kind of helping normalize having conversations with your partner, helping other folks hear the things that we're thinking about as we try and figure marriage out after nearly 15 years. So yeah, let's just dive into it. I think we'll kind of figure it out as we go, and hopefully maybe along the way we find a few listeners.
Yeah, that's right.
That'd be nice.
That's right. And, I just want to add too that, like, I really like to talk. I just like talking. It's great if there's people there to listen. But I actually don't always need that. Like, I just like to hear
That's true.
myself talk.
No.
So
Is that
yeah, I'm
right?
excited to do this.
I'm
So,
surprised.
okay, stop that. So, okay. Episode 1, right? I figured, like, what do our listeners need to know?
We
And I
have none.
thought
There are
that
no listeners. Who is our listener?
there will be. They can tell us. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I thought an appropriate starting point would be our story, right?
Okay.
Like, the entirety of it, right? But, like, how did we meet? How long have we known each other, right? Like, what is some of our background, right? So I'm going to ask you to start. And maybe lay the foundation. You know that I'm going to be the one. I'm going to want to be the one to tell our dating story. But could you kick us off with,
like, the carnival? You want to tell the carnival story? Like our first date?
No. I want to tell the story about how we dated, and then we didn't date, and then we dated again.
Yeah.
Right. I'm telling that story. But what I would like you to do is, like, set the stage for us. Like, when did we meet? Like, how long have we known each other? Like,
well, let's see. At that time, I was in 7th grade at our middle school, and you were a nerdy little 6th grader. I played trumpet in the band. Well, I mean, I don't know if I was playing much trumpet at that point. I was at least trying to learn how to play trumpet. And then you were, of course, like a straight A student, very good. You played the baritone, the euphonium, little low brass instrument, this little girl, and you were in the same row as me, as I recall. So that's where I first saw you. But, like, I mean, at that point, I had, another little 8th grade crush or whatever, and you were friends with her and all that stuff. So if we skip ahead, we started officially dating, I think, for the first time late in high school, right?
well, I think there's some gaps that you can fill.
Well, yeah, I skipped from 6th grade to junior year, but, like, the podcast can't be the longest thing ever. Like,
there's some good story sharing that needs to happen.
okay.
Like, my
glad
friend.
I started. I'm so glad I started.
I'm so glad you started so that I can correct you.
Yeah, thank you.
In middle school, yes, you were dating my friend who was also my, like, across the street neighbor. But I remember this. I signed a very important contract between you and her in middle school. Do you remember this? I remember because I was supporting my friend. But the contract was because you and her kept dating and breaking up and dating and breaking up. And so the contract was that you weren't going to date anymore. Like, this was it. You were making an official contract between each other that you weren't going to date.
It's a little early in the first episode that we're going to talk about that. Yeah. Thanks for the straw in this water.
It's getting spicy. Yes. Okay. And then in high school, the other thing that I think is important for you to tell is, right away in high school, we were both in bands still, right? Mm-hmm. still in band. But what did you do? Like the second day of band?
In band?
Yeah. On the S curve.
Oh, God. I think, I mean, we were in marching band. That's why we were on the, out in front of the school. And it was like, August band camp, if you will, a little throwback. There was nothing as exciting as American Pie at our band camp, at least not in my groups. But I turned around and there you were behind me. And I think I said, do you want to go to homecoming with me? Which was like 2 months early, but you got to find a date quick. And you were like, isn't your girlfriend in the same row as you? And I was like, it's 2 months. Like, we probably won't be dating by then. Like, and you were like, ew, no, turn around. And I was like, okay, well, you want to get married then? And you said, like, you're supposed to be at attention, which is true. That's fair. I probably should have been paying attention. But, and then you kept saying ew to me. So I turned around every day for like the rest of the year and asked you every day if you'd marry me, just like Steve Urkel and Laura. Eventually, I wore you down.
You wore me down.
I wore you down. And also, I've since learned that, like, I'm a little nervous about maybe that feels a little like a sexual harassment story. And I got to admit, like, on one hand, I see where it's cute and funny. And then, like, also looking back, like, if she says no, I probably should have shut my mouth and
you shot your shot.
But here we are.
No. But you know what? And I know we've talked about this before, but I said no because I thought you were like making fun of me.
Oh,
like,
right.
I thought you were teasing me. I thought you were making fun of me. And I was wildly uncomfortable because your girlfriend was 2 people down, right?
Yes.
But you were right. I should have listened to you because you weren't together by the time homecoming came around. Mm-hmm. And then I found out you went to homecoming with another one of my friends.
Man, you're like digging deep. You got some stuff. Is this like marriage therapy? Like
therapy? No,
honey, you won the battle. I didn't end up with anyone else.
I remember hearing that you went to homecoming with Allie, who eventually became one of my very dear friends in high school. But I didn't know her yet, and I was like, "Who is Allie?" Like, I was a little beside myself.
Good. You should have been jealous.
Don't worry, because it was just the next year that we did go to homecoming together.
We did.
My sophomore year, we went to homecoming together.
We did.
That was lovely. And at some point after that, or around that time, we started dating, like officially.
Yeah.
So we started dating.
When was the first time?
I don't know.
You were a sophomore?
I was trying to think about it yesterday. I
can't believe you don't have this like written down. I would have thought you'd have it like on a ceremonial rock in your corner with the timeline, like, oh, our love story.
I'm not totally sure. The first time, I don't know, but
doesn't matter. I think it was my junior year, and then it was like a year later. Yeah, but we broke up. You want to talk about the breaking up part? We broke up my junior year. I think your sophomore year, because we were in chemistry together that year, I believe.
Yes, and
shout out Skip Lee.
Shout out Mr. Lee. Yes. We were in chemistry class together. We were dating. And then I had to break up with you because you cheated.
I did. I cheated on you.
On a chemistry exam.
I cheated on a chemistry test, everyone.
You cheated on a chemistry exam. And I, as an upstanding young woman, had values that I needed to uphold. And someone who was going to cheat on a chemistry exam, by the way, you still did terribly on that exam. But if you're going to cheat, I don't have any room for that in my life. So I kicked you to the curb.
What if I would have gotten an A and cheated? Would you have been more proud of me? Or just because I failed the test?
No.
I think you were just pissed because you got a C on that test. And that doesn't happen to
and then
Keelin very
Mr. Lee, shout out Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee tossed out that whole test. So it didn't even matter. He was like, everyone did terrible on this.
I don't remember. I mean, like, I remember breaking up, but I don't remember really stopping the dating part during that break. I don't know. Like, I can't remember.
We were still hanging out.
We were very much hanging out.
We were still hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, we had some time apart, and then we rekindled, right?
Senior year?
You were in
senior year.
My senior year. December of my senior year. Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking then that that chemistry thing was my senior year, your junior year, because I think it was only 1 year later. But anyway, okay, so now we're in your senior year, and we started dating the day after, or the night that you got pre-accepted to go to McAllister in Minnesota. It was
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
you had gotten your letter, and as I recall, like you had like pre-applied. I don't know. I went to community college. I didn't know how that shit worked.
Early decision.
Of course, yeah.
Mhm.
They saw your name was Calfionieni. They thought you were an international student. I'm telling you right now. They're like, oh yeah,
That
we'll
joke
take
never
her.
gets old. That never gets old, babe.
It doesn't. It's your middle name. That does it for them. Anyway, so yeah, it was like the day after, because I remember like it was kind of like, okay, like we're dating again, but like it was imminent, but like, okay, she's leaving in August, like for sure. And you did. You left in August. And you went to McAllister, and I stayed at community college. I became an RA, and we did the long distance thing for a year, which was awful. And then I transferred up north to Hamlin, and we started our first chapter of our Minnesota life together, where I was going to Hamlin and you were going to McAllister. We can't skip the engagement, right? Like it happened way earlier than it probably should have. At the time, I thought it was the right time. I remember calling your mom and asking your mom if I could, because there was no way that I felt like your dad was going to handle that news well. Like, we're being honest. And I got to be honest, if my daughter called me at 20 years old and said I got engaged to this crazy high school boyfriend who followed me up here, I probably would be like, hell no, you didn't. Like, get your ass home. So I get it. It's cool. I understand. But we got engaged, and then we were engaged for like a really long time. So I went to St. Thomas for grad school. You kind of like illegally lived with me upstairs because, the Catholics weren't okay with you staying up there. And we obviously,
we're spilling all the tea.
Rebels.
This scares me. I'm afraid we're gonna get in trouble.
The Pope already knows, Keelin. It's all right. Like, you have to answer to God now. It's you can answer for this later. So anyway, and then we moved. I mean, how fast do you want to go through this? Like that's a pretty good synopsis of our love story. We got married in June of 2010. 2010. Listen, it's been a long time. These numbers are big.
They are getting big. It is getting hard to remember. I will give you that.
15 years. Absolutely. We moved to Chicago, started our life in Chicago, our first married apartment in a residence hall.
That's right.
Which
we got some
nuts.
cats.
Oh my God.
Later moved back to Minnesota, got some dogs. Later had some kids come into the picture, right? And like, here we are.
Story for another podcast.
Here we are, 2025, rehashing it in a podcast. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff we skipped over to get from 2010 to here, but I think that's what the podcast will be, is talking about some of that story and where we've been, and how we managed to adopt a couple of kids along the way, and living our life now in accidental rural Minnesota. I feel like we might have bought a house maybe out in what was a sod farm, so hopefully they developed this place a little better. But I think I got the bulldog of my dreams, a little Wrigley, and we're just kind of doing our thing out here in suburbia.
Yeah,
living that suburban life,
living that suburban dream. Yeah, and I think it's just, I've said this before. I'm not saying anything you've never heard before, but like, I think we as a team are very fortunate that like we have continued to learn and grow and develop with one another, right? I think about like all the different like versions of you that I've known, and I'm sure you could say the same thing about me. But I have always, and still do, and hopefully will continue to always be very grateful for that. Just like the way we have, I don't know, been really dedicated to like growing and learning together. I think that sometimes that's not something that happens in relationships.
And I would say, like, as I look back at the beginning parts of that relationship, I mean, it was founded on some really unhealthy stuff at first, right? Like, I think I was not aware of some of the impacts that some childhood trauma might have had on me yet. And I didn't really understand how to process emotions. And I only really was able to react really big. And a lot of times I'm pretty embarrassed about the way that the beginning of the relationship went in a lot of ways, to be very honest with you. Like, I can think of some times where, like, ugh, it just makes me cringe. But luckily, you were patient with me and stuck with me, and I was able to eventually get into therapy and I think really figure some stuff out. More importantly, learn that I didn't have to rely on you to manage my emotions or my feelings or my stress, but I could hold myself accountable and work my way through it. And I think, obviously, that is a huge positive for our relationship. And I know you went through some of the similar, going through trying to find some of the ways to express your emotions or to know how you're feeling, right? Like, I think that's a thing that a lot of adults go through and don't talk about it a lot. But if I hadn't had that experience, I just don't, it scares me what our marriage would have become had I not corrected some of that. So anyway, just wanted to kind of throw that out there because I think that's an important part for me in the start of our relationship, is that I was able to kind of like figure some stuff out and get myself more emotionally stable. So I just want to kind of throw that out there to you.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And
Heavy honesty for episode 1.
heavy. I'm excited though. I'm excited in future episodes to like dig into that more, right? Like dig into like the ways in which our communication has changed, the ways in which like our fighting and our disagreeing has changed over time, because holy shit, you want to talk about like
I'm
the
so
ways
sorry.
in which we used to
argue
and like, ugh, it was just awful, right? And now we still argue, but I think it's much healthier. It's much healthier.
most of the time.
And yeah, so I'm excited to talk about communication in the future. I'm excited to talk about, yeah, just like all the stuff, all the stuff that we've been through. Yeah, I'm
Cool.
really excited. It's real talk. It's real.
Cool. So we talked about our love story. What's on this agenda that I don't have?
Oh, you just want to move me right along. Well,
I don't know. What's on the agenda? Like,
Don't
what else is
worry.
coming?
Don't worry. All right. We talked about our love story. We talked about how much we love talking to each other. I want to play a little game with you. Can we play a game?
Okay, let's
I am
I'm nervous.
so excited for this.
And
I told our friend Miranda, shout out Miranda, miss you on social media.
to all of our friends?
I'll do a shout out to all my friends. Yeah. What was that? Why are you laughing?
Well, you just did.
I know. I said I'll do a shout out to all my friends.
I said, you just did.
You're saying my only friend is Miranda. You're a dick.
Welcome. Welcome to the joke.
Welcome.
You asked for a joke. I gave you a fucking joke.
Welcome to the
That's
podcast.
what you
Anyway, you were sidetracking me.
Yeah.
I shout out to my friend Miranda. I sent this video to Miranda and I was like, I have to ask Chad these questions. Like, I just have to. I have to see what his answers are. And then when we decided, okay, we're officially going to do the podcast, I was like, I'm going to save it for this. So this is a segment. I would like to call I Saw It Online. Okay?
I'm ready.
I saw this online. I saw this online and you're going to do it.
Okay. You saw it online.
I saw it online.
And I'm going to tell you what I know about it.
Yes. So,
all right, let's try.
In this clip that I saw online, it is a woman and she is asking her partner, her husband, if he knows what these 10 things are that most women should know, right? And if you can't see me because you're listening, I'm making air quotes, right? Like, these are things that like a lot of women know, not every woman, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Putting that caveat out there. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay. Chad, what is a water line?
A what? A water line?
What is a water line?
A water line, to me, would be like, I
I'm thinking like if you've got plants outside and you run the wire across and then you put little holes in it and so it sprays just on like the one little plants instead of having to go out there and water them all the time.
Okay. So like an irrigation thing.
Oh, it's not?
No,
I
that's
mean,
wrong.
it's got to have something to do with water, at least.
It is the line on your lower lash here. This is
Okay.
called your water line. I'm pointing to my lower lash line. This is your water line.
Okay.
It has
And
nothing
that's
to do.
something you have to worry about that?
Well, I mean, you can apply makeup there on your water line. Yep.
No, I can't. I
Okay.
had I
Okay.
had my eyebrows waxed or no, threaded one time and I thought I was going to die. Like I'm not putting anything
That has nothing
near
to do with
my
your water
eyes.
line, babe.
Well, I'm just saying like there's no way I'm sticking anything that close to my eye. Like I don't have steady hands. No.
Oh.
I never would have guessed that. That's weird that you guys worry about that, but
It's a water
I'm
line.
glad because
I mean,
you
it's
always look
something that we
beautiful.
know. We know, right? Like it's your water line. Okay. Anyway, you missed that. I'm grading you. Obviously,
Okay.
I'm grading
Oh
you.
for 1.
You missed that. Okay. Um. Okay. Next question. What determines whether you wear gold jewelry or silver jewelry? Obviously, you can wear whatever you like.
Personal preference.
Right. You can wear whatever you like, but what else determines what color jewelry you wear?
Your wedding ring, I would think, would be the star. I mean, doesn't everything have? Aren't you supposed to like match everything? I don't know. What determines what color jewelry you should wear? I have no idea.
It's the undertones of your skin, babe.
Oh,
Obviously. Cool undertones, warm undertones impacts what jewelry colors look best on you.
okay.
You missed that one as well.
Oh, for
Okay.
I think I'm starting to feel less confident about the last 7 or 8.
This is great. This is great. What is a tape in?
A tape in.
What's a tape in?
Are these a tape in? Now you're saying it faster and it sounds like a fish. A tape in.
A tape
Sounds
in.
like a northern Minnesotan fish. Heading up to Lake of the Woods.
I'm gonna get some tape in.
A tape in. A tape in. 2 words?
Yeah.
Tape.
Maybe with a hyphen. I don't know. I wasn't an English major.
Is this where you don't use a bra and instead you tape your boobies up or something?
Okay, you know what's funny? The guy in the video said the same thing.
It seems like
Like,
I
is
don't
it
know.
where you like tape a bra to yourself? No, it's a type of hair extension. A tape in is a type of hair extension. So
Okay.
you are not doing well.
You don't even wear hair extensions.
I don't, but I know what a tape in is.
Right, of course. You do.
Obviously.
Yes.
Okay, next question.
It is wild that I've never heard of any of these things so far. Like,
Well, you can still
you're
pass.
pulling these out of your ass right now. This is
I'm not. I saw it online.
Okay.
Saw it online.
Doesn't make that makes it all right.
What is the difference? What is the difference between bronzer and contour?
Contour would be like smoothing out your skin, and bronzer would be like highlighting a specific portion, like almost like just like adding a hint of color. So one
Okay.
wait, what did I say at first?
I don't
What did
know.
I say? Oh, anyway, we'll play
Rewind
that.
the tape. I'll give you partial credit. Bronzer, yes, is like adding color to your face. Contour is like if you want to sculpt your face with makeup. So like if you want to make your nose look smaller or like your
Add
cheekbones more defined,
cheekbones.
that's contour. Okay, I'm gonna give you that.
There are some makeups that should be illegal. Can we agree on that? Some of these women on Instagram, right? Like I'm on some. I follow Instagram. I'm all over the place. Like I've got some folks. I watch some makeup every once in a while, and
Okay.
some of these women who like take a picture of their before and after. Incredible and dangerous. Like you got to be careful. I'm just saying, like women are good at makeup. There's some women out there that are incredible at makeup.
It's
You don't do a lot of contouring, do you?
I don't do contour. No. But that's mainly more because I don't really have that skill versus like
Okay.
not wanting to. I don't know.
So we went the first 4, and the only thing that you actually ever worry about is your waterline. So it makes sense.
I actually don't worry about my waterline because I don't apply lower eye makeup.
So all 4 of these things that I've missed, at least they don't apply to you. It's not like I haven't been listening to you. It's just that I've never heard of these things. So that's good, because so far, that just means like it was exposure and not that I'm a dumbass.
Right.
So let's see how bad this... Let's call me a dumbass?
Let's keep...
You're like, don't generalize.
Let's keep going. Okay,
let's not say you're not a dumbass yet, Chad. Let's hold on a second.
Just for the record, I need everyone to know, I knew what all of these were, which
of course
is neither here nor there. I did look this one up, though, to just confirm that I knew. What is Gel X?
I would think it's like a hair gel, but that obviously seems too easy. Gel X? It obviously can't be hair gel. You wouldn't have asked me if it was just Gel X. But I would say hair gel.
It's fingernails. It's like a type of fingernail.
That's the more expensive, like the premium, right?
I think
it never lasts as long, and you bitch about it, and you're like,
I think so, but
I shouldn't have paid the extra $15 for the gel.
I've never. Well, I think Gel X is like an acrylic, like a not just gel polish. I think I don't know. We'll have to.
You're not sure.
Related.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure.
Next question. Next question.
I'm ready. Oh, I'll play this game with you too. I know things you don't know.
This is my
What's
segment.
a lawnmower? I'm just
This is my segment.
All right.
Okay. This one I really believe you can get. What is a money piece?
A money piece.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's like the piece of your wardrobe that is like the thing, like the spotlight of your wardrobe, like the most important part, like your money piece.
Oh, okay.
Or
That's
like something that's like part of your wardrobe that like is there to show off.
Incorrect.
Hot wife is a money piece, I would think. Like when I walk around the mall with you, I'm like, you're a money piece.
No.
No?
No. Your money piece is like a strip of hair that you might like frame around your face that is like usually a lighter color. Now mine is gray. But money piece is like brightening around your face. That's a money piece. So
Obviously.
Wrong. Okay.
I still think like a money piece is like, I think your wife can be a money piece. Like you're a money piece for sure.
Well, thank you. I think that's a compliment. Thank you.
It is. Oh yeah. It's like a trophy wife, like a money piece. No?
A money piece.
Am I way off? You don't get that at all?
I mean, I can see where you're going with it. I can see where you're going with it.
Good.
What are the sizes of
tampons? You agree I was right. Sizes of tampons? Did you say that?
Yes. What are the sizes, or like, yeah, what are the sizes of tampons?
The sizes. Never mind. That's a bad story.
Another podcast?
Well, I was reading this thing today where apparently, like, the first time they sent a woman into space for 7 days, like, the engineers at NASA, like, asked her if 100 tampons was enough for the 7-day trip. It made me think of that. Like, God, we're stupid.
That's real.
We're stupid. And now I feel like I've been put in the same position.
Yeah.
And I'm less smart than a NASA engineer, right? So,
what are the sizes?
I mean, so the easy answer would be, like, you would think that they would just be, like, small, medium, large. But then I'm wondering, how do you determine someone's size? And then that leads me to, like, I don't know. I'm feeling uncomfortable about where I'm going with the answer, but, like, I don't know what else I'm supposed to think about these sizes. Like, it's not like Starbucks. Like, I don't think they would call it a grande, you know? Like, I don't think you're like, I need 12 tall tampons, or I need 3 ventis. Like, I don't know.
No. Okay. So clearly you don't know this answer either. Well, the answer is it's based on your flow. So like light, regular, super, like, yeah, it's based.
So the size
is based on how much it can contain.
Well, this is the most embarrassing part of the podcast for me at this point. I'm nervous what could be in the last few because, like, I didn't want to be disrespectful, but it seemed like the size would be based on, like, where it's going. Okay.
No. No. Okay.
Let's move on.
We have three
Oh my
left.
God.
We have three left.
Oh
You
my
can't
goodness.
pass.
This is a long segment. I can't pass.
You can't.
I didn't want to cheat
There's three
on
more.
this quiz. I could have Googled it, but it's 15 years of marriage, and I learned my lesson in Mr. Lee's class.
Okay, there are three left.
By the way, hold on. I didn't even defend myself.
Why?
I put formulas into a graphing calculator, right?
You cheated.
I put formulas into a graphing calculator that had storage. And then I still didn't know how to use them. So, like, just because the formulas were there, I mean, I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. I don't understand how that's cheating. Like, I failed it. It was storing formulas into a graphing calculator.
I mean,
It has that function for a reason. Did he say not to save your...
You claim
Was that a rule?
You claim that you were using your resources.
I still claim I was using my resources.
We
Now,
kinda-
I did end up becoming a director of student conduct, and I mean, if he explicitly said not to, I did some dishonest, like, I'm not gonna pretend like I didn't do dishonest things. Like, yeah, I cheated on that test. You're right. Anyway, okay, move on.
Move on. Three more. I feel confident that you could get 2 out of the next 3. Okay?
Alrighty.
2 out of the next 3. I think you can get.
Good.
Okay. What is a red bottom?
That's easy. That's the shoes. The
Yes.
shoes that cute choir teacher wears.
Yes. Fancy shoes. Yes.
Uh-huh. And they're called...
Louboutins.
Why did you... I was going to say Balenciaga. So I'm glad you said Louboutin.
Did you say Balenciaga?
Oh.
Balenciaga.
That's what I meant.
Balenciaga.
But,
Yeah.
Well, you say it fast. It could, be a lot of things. Anyway, it was still wrong, and I'm embarrassed because we even talked about that one at lunch. When you were giving me the example, you even gave me that one, and I still got it wrong. I'm an embarrassment.
We did. I gave you red bottoms. Yeah. Okay.
You told me that was coming. At first I thought jeans. Like red bottom jeans.
You did at lunch.
Like a thing.
You said jeans. I'm like, what? Like that's apple bottom? Maybe is what you were thinking. Red bottom, apple bottom jeans. Yeah.
Red bottom jeans, boots with the fur.
It
was
fur.
apple. You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
All right. Two more. You're never gonna get this one. What is a spoolie?
A spoolie.
Why do you act like you've never even heard these words?
I have never heard the word spoolie.
What's a spoolie? Babe?
Spoolie.
I use one every single day.
Is that the thing that curls your eyelashes?
No, that's an eyelash curler.
Oh. Okay, well that's unfortunate for me that they picked such an easy name for that one. A spooler, and you use it every single day.
A spoolie.
A spoolie. A spoolie that you use every day?
Yeah.
A spoolie. Is this the thing that you like rub on your face sometimes? Like the roller,
that's a
like
gua
a
sha.
pinwheel?
That's a gua sha. Well, that's a jade roller and a gua sha. No, but you're close. Kind of, I guess. It goes on your face. A spoolie is like what comes out of like a mascara wand.
I don't think most women know these answers.
Oh, I
don't think so.
If anybody listens, maybe they'll weigh in. But a spoolie, I use it on my eyebrows.
You think your sister knows what a spoolie is?
I don't know. I'll text her. I'll text her in a second.
I don't
But a
think she
spoolie,
knows.
I use it on my eyebrows when I do my eyebrows every morning.
Okay.
Place. Spoolie. Okay, last one. Are you ready? Last one. This has taken you a really long time to do so poorly on this test.
You are going really slow.
Okay. Diva cup.
Oh, that's easy. That's the little replacement. You don't use tampons. You put the little cup in there, and it you squeeze it, you put it in, and then you open your hand, and it goes pop, and then you catch it. It's gross. It's really gross.
Diva cup.
And sometimes you leave it out after, and that's fine. Like we share a bathroom. That's okay. But why didn't they make it stain proof, or why didn't they make it a color? Why does it have to be the way that it is?
I mean, I think some are colored, but the Diva cup specifically, in my experience, is clear. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the device that helped women pee standing up?
Go Girl?
Yeah, those were cool. You never used one of those. I thought you'd be into that.
No, I don't. Whatever. Can I tell you? You know that I tell you everything, even
You
when I
do.
don't want to tell you.
You're not going to tell me everything on the podcast, are you?
Even when I don't, even when I don't want to tell you something, I tell you. You know this, right?
I do.
I even say I don't want to tell you this, but who else am I going to tell? Right? I'm going to tell you.
You know what I think when I come across something like that? I tell no one, but you tell me.
Well, I tell you. And today something happened related to my Diva Cup. And as it was happening, I was like, "Oh, I'll just save this and tell Chad on the podcast."
You're gonna tell everyone on the podcast.
It fell in the toilet.
Oh, that's troublesome. At
It,
work?
it fell in the
Were you
toilet.
At work or at home?
No, at home before
that's good.
soccer.
That's fine.
But I had to retrieve it. It wasn't
You had
great.
to get it out.
It was awful.
Well,
It was
okay, but like people drop things in the toilet all the time. I mean, like I dropped a phone in the toilet once. Like it's gross, but like it's not like it was somebody else's toilet.
I mean, that's true.
It's fine. I don't even think that's a thing. That's not a big deal. Now, if it happened at work, I feel like
Why is a
that would
work
be
toilet any
troublesome.
different?
Well, like I don't know. Do you not have to like boil it after it gets dirty? Do you not like?
Oh, yeah, you do. You have to clean it.
Right. So like when you dropped it in the toilet, like you were home, so you could take care of cleaning it and boiling it, right? Like.
Did you see me boiling anything before soccer practice?
Which is why I'm bringing it up, and I'm a little concerned for your health.
I washed it after I retrieved it, which was horrific, is all I'll say. I washed it in very hot water. You know how hot I keep our water in the house.
Okay.
I washed it in very hot water, and then I washed my hands in very hot water, and then we went to soccer practice.
We did.
But it has been added to my to-do list now, like, for tomorrow morning, that I have to boil it. Because, yeah.
Because I just called you out in front of maybe 10 people.
Listen, I'm
like,
not
oh, Chad just outed me that I'm nasty. Yeah. It's
I'm
about
not
time people
telling
find
you.
out. It's about time people find out. They'll find out in due time.
I'm not telling you when I added it to my to-do list, but it is on my to-do list. Okay, let's get back.
I promise you, you're not boiling shit tomorrow. So you can say whatever you want on here, but I know that thing is, that's fine. Let's move on.
Well, we'll see.
Thanks for telling me that really embarrassing thing.
You're welcome. I figure it's good practice in vulnerability and sharing, real life. This is real life. Sometimes your Diva Cup falls into the toilet and you have to get it out. That's life. That's real life.
You could have gone and you were at home, you could have gotten tongs even. You were in a hurry though.
I was in a hurry because I don't know like how big the drain to the toilet is. Like, could the Diva Cup...
It didn't float?
No, it was sinking.
Oh.
Because it was...
Yeah.
I mean, it was full. It sunk. It was sinking quickly.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. It doesn't have like a hole in the bottom. That would defeat the purpose.
Well, it does have holes at the top.
Yeah.
We're getting much too deep into the Diva... Diva Cup.
Was this really on the agenda? I should have read the Diva Cup part of the agenda. I didn't see it. I gotta find the agenda. I'm scared to know what's next. Do I get to quiz you on something?
There's nothing next. That's actually the end. That's the end of this episode. We're ending on your. You earned 2.5 points out of 10.
I think that seems generous grading. I felt like I got none right.
Yeah, not a passing score. But yes, if you
But I didn't cheat.
if you see something online, Chad, you can feel free to bring it to the next episode. You can quiz me. I'll do better than 2.5, I think. I feel confident.
Well, like, what am I, like, we don't have as many tools for our bodies as you guys have for yours. Like,
You have the
ladies have for
manscaper?
yours. Yeah, sure, but, like, first of all, I didn't give you permission to bring that up on the podcast.
What?
I mean, it's just weird to talk about, like, that's messed up. Anyway, I don't...
You're turning red.
Well, Jesus.
I told you my diva cup fell in the toilet.
I didn't ask for that. That doesn't. I mean,
Whenever I tell you a story, you're always like, I didn't ask to know this. Whenever I tell you something disgusting.
I am glad that you feel so comfortable with me, and also I'm a little like, I don't know, if I went too far with, maybe she shouldn't feel so comfortable. Maybe she needs a few more girlfriends. And
pack some things up. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sad it's over. This was fun.
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
Should we do this again?
Maybe. We could change outfits and pretend, just keep going and record the episode number 2.
Record the next episode?
I'll just take off my hat and comb my hair.
Can we take a snack break and a hot tub break before we do that?
Ooh! Again, a little spicy for the end of episode 1, but I am in.
Okay.
Yes, let's do it.
Snack break.
Downstairs.
Hot tub break. I'll meet you in the kitchen.
I'll meet you in the kitchen. Bye.
Bye.